Crown Champ Car Series going to be on track on the biggest oval they will see all season. Worldwide Technology Raceway just up the road in Madison, Illinois. The Route 66 Centennial Classic presented by Rankin Technical College and Welsh Heating and Cooling. Coming up tomorrow. After that, a couple days to make our way out to the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eastern Storm kicking off at Grandview. That'll be on Tuesday. Wednesday going to be Bridgeport up in New Jersey. Big Diamond on Thursday. Friday, Williams Grove. Saturday, it is the Sprint Car Silver Crown Double at Port Royal. And then Action Track USA on Sunday the 22nd. Silver Crown back on track at Winchester. That'll be on Friday, June 27th. 28th, Fremont. 29th at Millstream. That'll round out the month of June. And then, of course, the BC 39 coming up, presented by Avante Windows and Doors. That'll kick off the month of July 1st and 2nd. The dirt track at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Tickets on sale. IMS.com is where you want to go to purchase those. Of course, that is just the kickoff to the Independence Day holiday. We'll take the 3rd off, let everybody get retooled and ready to go. The Bill Gardner Sprintacular, and oh, what a sprintacular time it is at Honest Abe Roofing, Lincoln Park Speedway in beautiful downtown Putnamville, Indiana. That will be on July 4th and 5th, that Friday and Saturday. Hope we can be in attendance as we are green once again. (15.062), 150.62 seconds. Mitchell Moles in the 19. Justin Grant second quick at 15.128. C.J. Leary 15.214. 15.236 for Gunnar Setzer. Chase Stock in a 15.268. Your top 5 drivers all currently under the official track record. Again, a 15.498 set by Tony Elliott October 3rd, 1998. Second flight of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, group number 2 back out to the Speedway. Carson Garrett in the 15. Tony Heltney, 87. Kyle Cummins in that 100 Years of Pella. Avante Windows and Doors over 3P back out to the racetrack as well. Charles Davis Jr. making his way back out. The 3R. Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor entry. Speaking of Inferno Armor, they are the official fire prevention solution of USAC Racing. Created for the motorsports industry, but now used in many other applications, Inferno Armor quickly and easily makes fabrics fire retardant and heat resistant. Inferno Armor can be used on any fabric to reduce the spread of fire and effectively block the transmission of conductive and radiant heat. Simply put, it's high-performance fire protection in a convenient spray. Inferno Armor presenting the fire move of the night in all 3 USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Will they award the driver that puts on a fire of a show a complimentary bottle of Inferno Armor. Cars fire. Let's check in with Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian. Hayden Reinbold in that first round of Dirt Draft Hot Laps had a pretty serious issue. They had a throttle sticking issue on the AME Electrical 19. The team pulled apart the car pretty quickly, and they were able to fix it. And it was quite interesting to listen to Hayden's dad, Andy Reinbold, of course, car owner as well, and a former racer in his own right, kind of instruct Hayden what to do in a situation like that, looking for the recoil in it, so basically to make sure that that throttle isn't sticking. But the 19 car looks pretty smooth out there right now for the moment, Brian. Let's hope their adjustments have been helpful to that 19 machine.
Indeed, thank you very much as he rolls his way over through turns 1 and 2. Mo Will down to the flag stand, indicating to the drivers they need to spread out, get ready to go, and wind things up here as we're about to set them loose once again. And I wondered if we were going to see it. There it is. Kyle Cummins, 14.970. So unofficially demolishing the previous track record. Of course, that will be officially set during Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Cummins right now the only driver of the 14-second bracket, 14.970. Mitchell Moles, a 15.062. Justin Grant, 15.128. Carson Garrett, a 15.171. Charles Davis Jr., fifth quick right now with a 15.181. Leary, Setzer, Stockin, KTJ, and Harley Burns make up your top 10. They are all separated by just over a half a second. Cars firing here for the final group of hot laps. Seavey in the 57 making his way down the front straightaway. Briggs Danner in the 39. Cale Drake in the 2B. He's made his way out to the racing surface. 5T Jake Swanson out of Anaheim, California. The 21K rather. Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas. Logan Calderwood, the MP Environmental number 6, the Arizona racer here in the front straightaway. Robert Blue in the 12. Back out to play as well. Kyle Cummins remains the only driver of the 14-second bracket, 14.970 close. Jake Swanson, 14.048, jumps up to second quick. Mitchell Moles at a 15.062, 15.089 for Briggs Danner. Justin Grant at 15.128. 14.970, 90.183 average miles per hour. For Cummins in the 3. Honest Abe Roofing, America's reliable roofer, will present the Fast Qualifying Award for all 3 USAC national divisions throughout the 2025 season. Honest Abe has been installing, repairing, and maintaining residential roofs since 2005, and they want to give you the perfect roof to protect your home and keep you comfortable. Honest Abe provides the fastest service in the roofing industry, and they're supporting the fastest driver in qualification. Visit honestaberoofing.com today to schedule your free roof inspection. Again, Tony Elliott holds the official track record established in 1998, 15.498 seconds. 1 car at a time, 2 cars to qualify. Your quickest lap time counting towards your qualifying effort. The first driver on the clock comes to you out of Raisin City, California. Driver of the AME Electrical, Pacific Transportation, Kaiser Wheels, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, number 19 AZ. This is Mitchell Moles. Mitchell Moles in the 19. Comes around lap number 1, and already a new track record, 15.049 seconds, 15049 for Mitchell Moles. 1 win on the season outside of USAC competition. In fact, coming during the 410 round of competition at Kokomo during Indiana Midweek. Comes around lap number 2, better, 14.871, 14871 seconds. Mitchell Moles sets the mark and is now your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier and track record holder here at Red Hill Raceway. Teammate coming out to the Speedway, Hayden Reinbold at Gilbert, Arizona. The AME Electrical, Levante Windows and Doors, Indy Race Parts, Stanton Spike, Reinbold, Underwood Motorsports, number 19. So Reinbold again chasing his teammate as he'll come around to the wave of the green flag, and he is on the clock. Mitchell Moles set the mark at a 14.871, the driver of the 19 AZ. A 20-time Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier, 117 starts in his career with 4 wins. Reinbold comes around lap number 1, 15.541, 15541 seconds for Hayden Reinbold in the 19. Very early on in his sprint car racing career. Of course, his father, Andy Reinbold, turning many laps around the desert Southwest. Brings it off at turn number 4. He will mash the throttle around to the front straightaway. Improves on lap number 2 of 15.252, 152.52 seconds for Hayden Reinbold, currently second out of 2. Onto the racetrack now at a Fort Branch, Indiana. Driver of the Brown Brothers Excavating, Dave Wig Meats, Lucas Oil Center, Superior Tank and Trailer, SNC Machine, England Machine and Tool, Moose Racing, number 92. This is Chase Stockin. Chase Stockin in the number 92. Midwest winner here back in May of 2024. An open comp win in 2023 here. Comes around lap number 1. He was a 15.761 second lap. 15.761 for the Moose Racing number 92. Working on lap number 2. Overall, 490 career USAC National Sprint Car starts with 14 victories under his belt. Comes around lap number 2. Better, 15.385. 15385 seconds for the driver of the number 92. Onto the racetrack now, coming off of his best career finish with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship, a top 5 out of the Knoxville Raceway out of Columbus, Indiana. Driven the Midwest 2, Mills Davis Brothers, SNC Machine, Chrome Dome, Superior Ag, AN Transport. The cure starts now. Amsoil number 5G. This is Gunnar Setzer. Gunnar Setzer in the number 5G. 13 career USAC National Sprint Car A-feature starts. He comes around lap number 1, second quick at a 15.187, 15187 seconds for Gunnar Setzer. Takes the Midwest 2 Mills number 5G onto the back straightaway. Rolls her hard onto the cushion over through turns 3 and 4. Has the Hoosier wound up around to the near side of the speedway. Lap number 2 for Gunnar Setzer. Better, 15.007. Putting bond on that one, 15.007. Gunnar Setzer second quick right now in the 5. Everybody's still chasing Mitchell Moles at a 14.871 as the next driver out to play comes to you out of Greenfield, Indiana. Driver of the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, Oakcraft, Elegant Cabinetry, Apache Transport Team, Arizona, Kerr Bagagini, and racing number 21. This is C.J. Leary. C.J. Leary in the number 21 AZ, the 2019 USAC National Sprint Car Champion, coming around in his opening lap. He'll be fifth quick at a 15.624, 15624 seconds for the driver of the number 21 AZ. 460 career USAC National Sprint Car starts, 23 wins. 159 top fives and 299 top 10 finishes. Comes around lap number 2, better, and goes to fourth quick at a 15.271, 152.71 seconds for CJ Leary, currently fourth on the board. Driver who is very quick in hot laps earlier. We'll see how it translates to Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. He comes to you out of Buckeye, Arizona. Driver of the MP Environmental, FK Indy, AME Electrical, Spider Crane, Central Arizona Speedway, Chuck D's Wieners, number 47. This is Charles Davis Jr. Charles Davis Jr. in the number 47. Comes around on lap number 1. He will turn a 15.283, 152.83 seconds for Charles Davis Jr. on his opening lap. Puts him fifth quick currently. Streaks are on down the back straightaway. The 2018 USAC Southwest Sprint Car Champion going to roll around to the near side of the speedway. Lap number 2 will be better. Third quick at a 15.034, 150.34 seconds for Charles Davis Jr. Kind of a scary situation there as he worked in turns 1 and 2 as the push Jeep got down in the muck and got stuck there for a second. Luckily, he was quick to stay to the top of the racetrack. And now we'll get Sam Scott fired onto the back straightaway. The driver to Patoka, Indiana. Driver of the Thacker Concrete, Spec Power, DRC Chassis, England Machine and Tool, Compton Farms. Sam Scott owned number 7S. Back here in October with the Midwest Thunder 410 Non-Wing Sprint Car Series, he ran 11th. So one of the few drivers in the field with current experience here at the Red Hill Raceway. My apologies. Brings it around off of turn number 4 in lap number 1, and he will stop the clock at a 16.550, 16550 seconds for the driver of the number 7S. Has the Spec Power rolling onto the back straightway. Backs her up to the cushion over at turn number 3, round to turn number 4. Lights the hides. We'll see if he improves on lap number 2, and he does on time. Not position, 16.074. Scott, 7th out of 7 so far. Next contestant is Justin Grant out of Ione, California. Driver of the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Stone Kistler Maxim, number 4. Rails are off into turns 3 and 4. Strains are around to the front straightaway. Lap number 1 for Justin Grant is going to be fourth quick at a 15.185, 15185 seconds. Look out a little bit up into the fluff there over in turns 1 and 2. Gathers it back up. The 2022 and 2023 USAC National Sprint Car Champion has gone to victory lane a half a dozen times this season, most recently on the big track at Belleville. Comes around lap number 2, and that did cost him 15.884. He'll stand on his opening lap, 15.185 for Justin Grant. Still good enough for fourth quick currently. Normally Brady Shore behind the wheel of the 61M. Tonight, Jaden Rogers out of Worthington, Indiana. Driver the Auto Wheel and Rim. Spec Power, DRC, England Machine and Tool, Edwards Motorsports, number 61. No stranger to the 61 machine. Jaden Rogers has turned several laps for this team in the past. Comes around on his opening lap, and he'll stop the clock 8th quick at a 16.006, 160.06 seconds. Gets the right rear up into the loose stuff and the entry of 1. Brings it back down into the groove as he works onto the back straightaway. Winner with the Midwest Series here in October. He started 6th that night. Brings it around on his second time, and 16.031. He'll stand on his opening lap, 16.006 for the driver of the 61M. Driver to Littleton, Colorado, out to the speedway now. The working distributors of Busch Light, Hornbeck Concrete, Daywood Meats, K&K Excavating, BGE Motorsports, DRC One-Way Technology, Power number 15. This is Carson Garrett. Carson Garrett in the number 15 comes around on his opening lap, and he will stop the clock 7th quick at a 15.313, 153.13 seconds for Carson Garrett. 93 career USAC Sprint car starts to his credit, has 7 top 5s and 25 top 10 finishes. Rolls hard off of the cushion onto the front straightaway with the Busch Line entry, going to third quick at a 15.033, 150.33 seconds for Carson Garrett. Move him up onto the final podium step. Harley Burns will be the 11th driver to qualify to Brazil, Indiana. Driver the Britt Aero, Timberland Lumber Company, JC Kiefer Racing, Youngblood Farms, Ace Construction, D&J Performance Power, DRC Chassis, number 16. Last visit here in October of the Midwest Series, he finished 5th, goes 9th quick on his opening lap at a 15.685, 156.85 seconds. One win, that was back in April at Paragon, again with the Midwest Thunder Series. Still looking for that USAC victory here in 2025. Brings it off at turn number 4, and lap number 2, better, 15.418, 154.18 seconds. Still 9th quick for Harley Burns. Driver on the throttle now, fresh off of a $15,000 score at the Knoxville Raceway during the Avante Windows and Doors Corn Belt Clash. He's out of Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor, Majestic Electric, CSI, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Lucas Oil Center, Rock City Racing, Mach 1 Stanton Power number 3R. This is Kevin Thomas Jr. Kevin Thomas Jr. 6 quick in his opening lap at a 15.194. 15194 seconds for Kevin Thomas Jr. on lap number 1. 2 wins on the season, a local event at Kokomo, and most recently again in Knoxville during the Corn Belt Clash. 455 career USAC sprint car starts for the driver of the number 3R. Goes 5th quick on lap number 2, 15.055. 15.055 seconds for KTJ. That puts him 5th currently. Tony Helton onto the speedway out of Spencer, Indiana. The Ace Corporation, AJ Felker Racing Engine, DRC number 87. The self-owned entry working over onto the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He'll take her from the top and down to the bottom. Brings it around on lap number 1, and Helton going to stop the clock 13th at a 16.132. 16132 seconds. Currently 13th out of 13 that have qualified thus far. Trying to find a little bit more speed here on lap number 2. Not quite to the cushion as he brings it around to the front straight with a haze off of the right rear. It is humid, and that tire, she is a boiling 16.184 on lap number 2. He'll stand on his opening lap, 16.132. Again, that was Tony Helton in 87. Onto the speedway now, your current USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Points leader out of Princeton, Indiana. Driver the 100 years of Pella, Avante Windows and Doors, Premier Recycling, Apache Transport, Stanton Mach 1 Chassis, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. This is Kyle Cummins. Kyle Cummins in the 3P. Comes around lap number 1, 7th quick at a 15.212. 15212 seconds for Kyle Cummins. 7 victories on the season. His most recent one at Tri-State back on May 10th. 283 career starts and 25 victories for your current national points leader. Comes around 6 quick on lap number 2, 15.162. 15162 seconds for Kyle Cummins. Everybody's still chasing Mitchell Moles, though. The only driver in the 14-second bracket, 14.871. 14871 seconds for Mitchell Moles. Right now remains your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Sets are currently 2nd quick. Garrett Davis and KTJ currently make up the top 5. Next driver on track is Abby Holbein out of Cloverdale, Ohio. She'll be the 15th driver to take time. Of the Bennick Enterprises, J&M Excavating, K&L Ready Mix. Best Performance, Vorse Paving, number 2A. 16.181 on her opening lap. Again, 16.181 seconds for Holbein. Several times on track last year with the Great Lakes Super Sprints. The 360 Series based up out of Michigan, as well as Midget Racing. Comes around lap number 2, a 16.237. He'll stand in his opening lap, 16.181. She will stand on her opening lap. Teammate out to the speedway. That's going to be Kel Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma. The Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, John and Cheryl Long, who's retired, riding with Frank and Marilyn Bennick. Claxon Power DRC, number 2B. Hard to the front straightaway. Kel Drake going to go 12 quick in his opening lap, a 15.445. 15445 seconds for Kel Drake. 2 wins, his most recent at Circle City during Indiana Midget Week. Before that, Midget win as well at Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex. That was back on May 18th. Comes around lap number 2. Better 6 quick at a 15.127. 15127 seconds on lap number 2. Kayla Rell in the 4K out to the speedway. She comes to you to Dillsboro, Indiana. Driver the Southern Insurance, Heavy Duty Truck and Transmission Service, Clark's Home Service, Industrial Hydraulics Incorporated, Next Gen Builders, Blood Lubricants, number 4K. Comes around lap number 1, 15.771, 15771 seconds. 13 quick right now for Kayla Rell. Back here in October with the Midwest Thunder Series. She ran 9th in the feature event. 19 career starts for the young lady of Dillsboro, Indiana. Brings it on for turn number 4. She'll get the right rear up in the fluff a little bit. And a 15.468. Lap number 2, better on time. She's 13th. Again, that was Rell in 4. Driver out to the speedway now. 201 career starts, 25 wins, 72 top 5s, and 130 top 10 finishes. He is the defending champion of the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. It's Logan Seavey out of Southern California, the Mount Mechanical Contractors, Indy Power Sports, CGCPA's Forecheck Marketing, number 57. Goes 11th quick on his opening lap of 15.276, 152.76 seconds. 3 wins on the season, most recently out of Terre Haute during the Sumar Classic. That was all the way back in April. Brings it around lap number 2. Better, 9th quick at a 15.236, 152.36 seconds for Logan Seavey. So just a few more drivers set to qualify here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. And Jake Swanson, the next driver on track. 19th driver to take time out of Anaheim, California. The Inland Raking Snake Enterprises, One-Way Power, DRC Chassis. Doughboys LLC, Dirt Roots Digital, Fine Line Drafting, Apache Transport, Burris Racing, number 5. Comes around in his opening lap, 9th quick at a 15.222, 1.5222 seconds for the driver, the number 5T. Gets the right rear over the cushion, left rear holds him on the racetrack. Picked up a win earlier this year with the Avante Windows and Doors USAC CRA Series at a Mojave Valley 200. Career start for the driver, the number 5T. Comes around lap number 2, slower, 15.445. He'll stand on his opening lap, 15.222. Swanson currently 9th. Mashing the throttle onto the front straightaway, the Madman, Robert Ballou at Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru Dean's Waterfront Services down on DRC. McGarner Roofing, Hitchman Indy Factory Kane, number 12. August of last year with the Midwest Thunder Series, went to victory lane here at Red Hill. Comes around lap number 1, 16th quick at a 15.688, 1.5688 seconds for the Madman. He'll work onto the back straightaway. The BC double at Kokomo in 410 competition, ran it through the B main, 17th in the A, ran it up to first, was in contention to win. On the finale of Indiana Midget Week, unfortunately, a little bit of a snafu there in the closing laps. He ended up getting nearly upside down. Lap number 2 for Ballou at 15.608. He is 16th here in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Driver to Valtown, Pennsylvania, onto the speedway. The Schneider & Sons Recycling. Aw Shucks Roasted Corn. Boulevard Truck Repair. Apache Transport, Davis Brothers, Hogue Racing Enterprises, Rider DRC number 39. This is Briggs Danner. Briggs Danner in the number 39. 16.236 on his opening lap. 16.236 seconds for Danner. 77 career USAC National Sprint Car starts. A trio of wins, 21 top 5s and 47 top 10 finishes. Awful tight through turns 3 and 4. Has to back out of the throttle as he nearly jumped her over the cushion. And lap number 2 is going to suffer for it. 16.621, a 16.236 on his opening lap. Two more drivers left to qualify. And Kobe Simpson out to the speedway out of Bonham, Texas. The B-Town Automotive Circle C Adventure Simpson Performance Horses tops up here at Quality Threads. Scorpion Racewear, Kevin Simpson owned, Candidate Power DRC number 21K. Simpson, a former competitor with the Elite Non-Wing Series down in the Lone Star State, has been traveling throughout the season so far here with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Comes around on lap number 2, a 16.247. That'll be an improvement. Lap number 1 was a 16.549, 22nd for Kobe Simpson. And the final driver out to the clay comes to you out of Goodyear, Arizona, driving the MP Environmental 6X Management Group. Chuck D's Wieners, Rex's Tattoo and Massage Parlor, Woodland Auto Display number 6. This is Logan Calderwood. Logan Calderwood in the number 6 machine. 17.328, 1.7328 seconds for Logan Calderwood on his opening lap. 12th place finish at Knoxville, his last competitive laps here in USAC National Sprint Car Competition. Lap number 2, he does improve, 16.580, 23rd quick for Logan Calderwood. So 23 drivers on hand, 23 drivers have qualified. 5th quick tonight was Kevin Thomas Jr. 4th quick was Charles Davis Jr. Carson Garrett 3rd. Gunnar Setzer in 2nd. And tonight, your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier picks up that extra $150.
Rolling out on track now, we have your UMP Modified set for their hot lap qualifying sessions here tonight. 20 cars checked in to Red Hill Raceway tonight. Rolling out on track now will be Group 1. All cars will qualify against their group. Group 1 will feature in the 40J from Palestine, Illinois, in the Spec Masters Belt Illini Hearing Day Spring Fellowship. Juan Julio, the Grave Digger, Moss Oil Producer, number 40J, it's Johnny Nethery. Also out on track now, running down the back straightaway from Allendale, Illinois, in the Spec Assassin, Woods Auto Body, Leafs Tree Service, Wright Steel, Willys Carbon Dyno, Spec-powered Assassin, and car number 50 from Allendale, Illinois, the Allendale Assassin, Tyler Weiss. Coming out of turn number 2. And the yellow and purple number 55 from Olney, Illinois, and the Frischli's LP Gas, Woods Auto Body, Maryland's Liquor Cabinet, Fox Auto Sales, Joe's Pizza, Smokin' Pig, Willys, Zach Bunning Graphics, Juan Julio, the Grave Digger, Kim Stream, and Fit by G. Weber Powered Assassin. That's Justin Jones in car 55. In turn number 1 and 2, driving car number 91K from Vincennes, Indiana, and the Terry Webb Rush's Southside Pharmacy, Jerry Davis powered Assassin, and 91K, it's Cody Kibbe. Rolling off a turn number 4 in car 67 from Bridgeport, Illinois, the Mullins Impressive, Kevin Moore Trucking, L&J Farms, Bushlight, Coombs Automotive, Culver's, Imbrough Federal Civil Credit Union, number 67, that's Chris Moore. 5 cars on the track. Zach Harris, Trent Young, not able to make the call here tonight. Quick time so far, Chris Moore in 67. 3-lap qualifying, hot lap qualifying for the UMP Modified. 1 lap complete for everybody. It's Weiss, Moore, Nethery, Kibbe, and Jones. Second lap's in the book. Kibbe goes quicker, top of the charts with an 18.316. Weiss will go faster. He stays second quick at an 18.348. Justin Jones up to third quick, 18.422. Johnny Nethery, fourth quick. Chris Moore, fifth quick after 2 laps complete. 3 laps in the books for group number 1 for your modifieds. Quick time went to Cody Kibbe's 91K. Kibbe with an 18.316. He was followed by Tyler Weiss, clocking in at 18.348. Justin Jones and Johnny Nethery for group number 1. Group 2 pulling out. This will be your second heat race worth of modifieds here. It's scheduled to have the 81C of Christopher Cole, the 2X of Wes Harms, the 9 of Jacob Hadaway, the 81K of Kyle Cole, the 91J of Jason Kibbe, the double X of Larry Anderson, and the 5 of Timmy Boldry, all scheduled for this group number 2. First car rolling out, you see in the purple number 2X. That's Wes Harms. Harms in the 2X machine. He's from Carmine, an all-out rocket Mullins-powered car. Half Moon Saloon, JD Mechanical, Todd Hawking Farms sponsored race car in 2X. You see also on track in car number 9. In the Weber-powered Dirt Works, the Floyd's Trucking, Hadaway Detailing Services, Platinum Designs, Griffin's Pizza House, and Adams Family Eye Care. Number 9 from Lawrenceville, Illinois, Jacob Hadaway. Hadaway in 9. You see Jason Kibbe in that 91 car. Farmers Motor-powered Shaw in the blue 91. The double X, Larry Anderson, a spec-powered Impressive. Half Moon Saloon, JD Mechanical, Todd Hawking Farms, double X. Cars are on the clock. 6 cars are out to race and qualify. One lap in, Christopher Cole. He's set quick time so far. Christopher Cole in the 81C and the spec-powered Assassin. as quick time through one lap. Kyle Cole also on the racetrack, another spec-powered assassin at 81K. Timmy Boldry's 5, the lone car unable to make the call here in group number 2. Group number 2 comes to a close. Quick time in group 2 goes to Christopher Cole in 81C. Christopher sets quick time in group 2 with a 17.761. Jason Kibbe second, Jacob Hadaway third. Larry Anderson, Wes Harms, and Kyle Cole round out this group number 2. Chris Cole, your quick time so far in the modifieds. Quick time in group 2. That's a Hurricane Custom Audio, Mark Cole Auto Glass, Franklin Street Pizza Factory, Wobble Bone, Wright Steel, Elpers Truck Equipment, Harley Davidson of Evansville, and Popco sponsored Assassin race car. Group number 3 rolling out onto the racetrack. First car out in the 69L. That's going to be Josh Lemke, the Doug Raber State Farm, Leafs Tree Service, Showtime Trucking, TNT Disposal, Ori Crawl, Gents Farms, Weber Powered Shaw from West Salem in the 69L, Josh Lemke. Also out on the racetrack in car 71 in the JSR bodies, Long's Roadside, AutoZone, Lawrenceville Drive-In, and the Darnell Welding, Rob's Roadside Service, Troy's Towing, Diamond J Farms, Spec Powered Diamond Select in the 71. It's Lawrenceville's Rick Frazier. Ed Rowley unable to make the call. The 37, only Illinois' Everett Bradham on the racetrack. He's sponsored by Leafs Tree Service, Maryland's Liquor Cabinet, Woods Auto Body, Country Financial, Steve and Evan Thompson, Richland County Scratch and Dent, Royce's, Leafs Scrap Metal, Lewis's Scrap Metal, Gallagher Profab, HV's Food and Spirits, Hovey's Diner and Dolls Incorporated, and the 37, it's Everett Bradham. Also on the racetrack from Olney and 48, it's Trevor Jones, the Buster Services, Woods Auto Body, Ghost TV, Maryland's Liquor Cabinet, Rocky's Plumbing, Duncan Boys Trucking, ACI, Tyler Realty, Atkins Towing and Repair, Meadows Farm, ZBG, D&D Livestock and Grain, Mending Broken Bits, Weber Powered Diamond Select in the 48. That's Trevor Jones. Everett Bradham so far quick time in group number 3. Bradham stays quick time with a 17.892 over Josh Lemke to 17.738. Both cars have clocked in 2 laps so far. Through 3 laps, final times clocking in. Everett Bradham will set quick time in group number 3 with a 17.892. Bradham with a 17.892. Car is about 2 seconds off track record set by Will Krupp with a 15.751 last October. But Everett Bradham, Josh Lemke, Trevor Jones, and Rick Frazier, your cars here in group number 3. That does it for your hot lap qualifying for your modifieds. We'll be back to sprint car racing in just a moment.
So quick change of the program here as we got towards the end of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Rain started to fall on the racetrack, thus causing an act of God condition as the track started to fall off. It started to get slick, And the final 3 qualifiers not able to put down a fair time. So because that did happen during that qualifying session, that negates Honest Abe Roofing qualifying, and it will be run again, as we want to give all the drivers the fairest chance at a equal racing surface to establish their time, as that time goes on to affect their lineups throughout the evening. So again, Honest Abe Roofing qualifying will be contested once more. Looking back to some of the lap times from the first attempt, and we did have 15 drivers who were under the official track record. But again, as Mother Nature did intervene towards the end of that qualifying run, we will give the drivers, again, a fair shot at laying down their best qualifying time. So, with that, we'll bring them out 2 at a time. It'll be the teammates, Mitchell Moles and Hayden Reinbold. They're going to be out first to establish their qualifying times. Remember, Mitchell Moles had set the mark at a 14.871. We'll see if he can do it again. Moles comes around a 15.248. And Hayden Reinbold, a 15.271. So both drivers under the current track record. And Mitchell Moles, again, establishes the new one right off of the bat as they come around to the wave of the checkered flag. 15.089. 150.89 seconds for Mitchell Moles. Hayden Reinbold, he's going to go to the top. 15.009. Quick time for Hayden Reinbold. 15.009. And now your track record holder. See if you can hold on to pick up that $150 bonus courtesy of Honest Abe Roofing. Chase Stocking back out to the speedway. The Brown Brothers Excavating number 92. Again, we bring them out 2 at a time for this second round of Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. Gunnar Setzer going to join him in Columbus, Indiana. Driver of the Midwest 2 Mills Davis Brothers number 5G. Stocking comes around to start the clock as he races his way into turns 1 and 2. Setzer over in turns 3 and 4. He will be on the clock this time. Mo Will waving the green flag to him. Stocking, humming the right rear, round to the front straightaway. We'll see where he stops the clock here. It will be a 15.542, 155.42 seconds for the driver of the number 92, Gunnar Setzer, coming around to establish his opening lap. Turns a 15.573, 155.73 seconds. Stocking, lap number 2 will be better, still third quick at a 15.359, 153.59 seconds. Gunnar Setzer coming off of turn number 4, the Midwest 2 Mills entry, going to stop the clock at a 15.601. His opening lap, 15.573, will stand. So 4 drivers have come out to requalify so far. Hayden Reinbold once again going to the top of the charts, 15.009. First attempt, Reinbold, he was 11th quick at a 15.252, so getting a chance to come out and definitely taking advantage of it is C.J. Leary on track in the 21AZ, the Currabecca Racing Team Arizona Kodiak Products entry, joined by Sam Scott. Scott at Patoka, Indiana, driven the Thacker Concrete, England Machine and Tool, Compton Farms, number 7. Leary in his opening lap goes to third quick at a 15.313. 153.13 seconds for the driver, the number 21 AZ. Comes around lap number 2, 15.517. His opening lap will stand at 15.313. Sam Scott, 15.617 on lap number 1 for him. Lap number 2 is going to be a 15.919. So this time the car is getting pushed out of the pits rather than out of the infield, as again we take them out 2 at a time on the redo here. Justin Grant out to the speedway. The NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries, Indy Custom Sewn, Maxim Kissler powered at number 4, joined by Jaden Rogers out of Worthington, Indiana. The auto wheel rim, Spec DRC, Edwards Motorsports. Number 61M, Justin Gray going to start the clock as he rolls top shelf through turns 1 and 2. Streaks are onto the back straightaway. The Edwards Motorsports entry at Jaden Rogers over into turns 1 and 2. Here as Grant comes around up to turn number 4. We'll see where he stops the clock, and it'll be fifth quick at 15.481, 15481 seconds for the driver of the number 4. Jaden Rogers, his first time around, 15.844. Again, 15844 seconds puts him 8th out of 8 right now. Grant coming around, lap number 2 will be better. Third quick at a 15.144, 15144 seconds for the driver of the NOS Energy number 4 machine. Rogers better on lap number 2, 15.816, still 8th quick out of 8 so far. Hayden Reinbold, the one they're chasing, 15.009, 15.089 for Mitchell Moles. Grant now third quick at a 15.144. CJ Leary 15.313. Stockton currently fifth quick at 15.359. Carson Garrett at Littleton, Colorado. The working distributors Busch Light number 15 back out to the Speedway, as well as Charles Davis Jr. to Buckeye, Arizona. The MP Environmental, FK Indy, AME Electrical number 47. Garrett popping the top to the back straightaway on the Busch Light entry here as he is on the clock. We'll see where he stops it here in his opening lap. Smooth off of the high side of turn at number 4. Garrett comes around lap number 1, and he will turn a 15.618, 15618 seconds, puts him 8th quick. Charles Davis Jr. coming around on his opening lap. He'll go to 6th quick at a 15.570, 15.570 seconds for the former USAC Southwest Sprint Car champion. Garrett comes up. He'll take the spot. Thank you very much. 6th quick for the 15 and a 15.506. Charles Davis not able to answer. Second time around, 15.664. His opening lap, 15.570, will be the one that counts for him. So Garrett up to 6. Charles Davis Jr. currently sitting in 7th. 10 drivers have requalified so far. Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor number 3R back out to the Speedway. He's joined by Tony Helton out of Spencer, Indiana. The Ace Corporation, A.J. Felker, DRC chassis entry. ATJ coming around, and he will start the clock here. Again, 2 wins on the season. Kokomo and local fair back in April. Knoxville and May 31st. I think his 256th career USAC National Sprint Car start tonight. Looking for a career victory number 47. Goes 6th quick in his opening lap at a 15.486. Tony Helton 12th quick at a 16.245. Elton, a driver we'll see just a few times throughout the season here as KTJ comes around lap number 2. Better, 15.456. Better on time, not position, still 6 on the grid. As Helton comes around, and lap number 2 will be slower, 16.398, 16.245, and his opening lap will be his best attempt. Still chasing Hayden Reinbold, 15.009 for the AME Electrical number 19. He sits atop of the speed charts right now. Mitchell Moles, 15.089, still second quick. Grant Leary, Stockton, Kevin Thomas Jr., Carson Garrett, Charles Davis Jr., Gunnar Setzer, Sam Scott. Right now make up the top 10. Next 2 contestants out to the Speedway. Abby Holbein out of Cloverdale, Ohio, the Bennick Enterprises, J&M Excavating number 2A, and she is joined by your current point sitter, Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana, the 100 years of Pella, Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Machwood Chassis, Petty Performance Racing number 3P. Cummins coming around in his opening lap. Berries are up into the cushion off of turn number 4. He'll go 5th quick in his opening lap, a 15.331, 15331 seconds. Holbein coming around. Her opening lap will be 13th at a 16.208. Cummins round to the front straightaway. Checker flag going to drop on him. He'll improve by 1 to 4th quick, 15.239, 15239 seconds for the driver, the number 3P. And Holbein, lap number 1 will be her best attempt, a 16.208, 16.517. Lap number 2 for the driver, the number 2A. So again, 23 drivers on hand, 14 have requalified. Kel Drake at Collinsville, the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises, Honest Abe Roofing, Claxton DRC, riding with Frank and Maryland Bennick, number 2B, back out to the Speedway and joined by Miss Kayla Rell. The young lady of Dillsboro, Indiana, the Southern Insurance, Don Ott Spike Blood Lubricants number 4K, a high school wrestling champion. Behind the wheel of the number 4 as she will start the clock on her way down the front straightaway. Kale Drake Time's already ticking for the driver, the number 2B, as he'll come around to 8th quick on his opening lap, 15.502, 155.02 seconds. For Kale Drake, Kayla Rell, her first attempt is going to be 13th at 15.746, 157.46 seconds for the driver, the number 4K. A little bit over the cushion onto the back straightaway as Kale Drake comes around. Lap number 2 will be slower, just a little, 15.637, 15.502 on lap number 1. Again, that puts him 8th currently. Rell in the 4, lap number 1 will be a 15.746, lap number 2 a 16.572. Logan Seavey back out to the speedway out of Center, California. The Mountain Mechanical Contractor, Stanton DRC number 57, joined by the driver of Anaheim, California, the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises, one-way DRC number 5T. That's Jake Swanson. Seavey in the 57 will make his 202nd career A-feature start here tonight. Looking for win number 26. With the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship, as he'll come around in his opening lap, 5th quick at a 15.295, 152.95 seconds for the driver, the number 57. 5T was 9th quick in his opening lap at 15.497. Logan Seavey better on lap number 2, a 15.251. And Swanson improves by 1 spot. He'll go to 8th. A 15.406. 15.009, still the time they are chasing. Again, well under the previous track record held by Tony Elliott, a 15.498. Right now, 9 drivers officially under that track record. As Robert Ballou works to the back straightaway out of Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Dean's Waterfront Services, done on DRC number 12. He's joined by Logan Calderwood and the Chuck D's Wieners, Rex's Tattoo and Massage Parlor, JFM Shurcan, JST Shock Technologies, number 6. 530 career starts to his credit. Robert Ballou going to come around here off of turn number 4, and he will go 17th quick in his opening lap, a 15.829, 15829 seconds. Calderwood, 20th out of 20, a 16.366. Robert Ballou running about the middle groove this time through turns 3 and 4. He will come around lap number 2 better, 15th at a 15.692, 15692 seconds. And Calderwood jumps up to 18th. Lap number 2 for him was a 15.975. There's a driver that's probably really happy to see the requalifying here. Briggs Danner's one of them. He's on the struggle bus a little bit with the setup in that opening round of qualifying. So we'll see what the E. Schneider & Sons Recycling, Shucks Roasted Corn Rider DRC number 39 can do here with another shot at it. Kobe Simpson at Abondon, Texas, the Beattown Automotive Circle C Adventures, Simpson Performance Horses number 21K. Also on track, getting a look at Danner here as he works around to the front straightaway. White flag will fly for the Pennsylvania driver. 8th quick at a 15.363, 15363 seconds for Briggs Danner here. And Kobe Simpson a 16.288. Danner off of turn number 4. Better to 7th at a 15.342, 15342 seconds for the driver number 39. And Kobe Simpson a improved lap time, 16.144. Lap number 2 puts him 20th. As that'll wrap up Honest Air Roofing qualifying. 5th quick tonight, Logan Seavey. 4th was Kyle Cummins. 3rd was Justin Grant. 2nd was Mitchell Moles. And your quick qualifier, picking up the extra $150 with a 15.009 second lap. The driver of the number 19 machine out of Gilbert, Arizona, the AME Electrical Levante Windows and Doors, any race parts entry. Give him a hand, Hayden Reinbold. And tonight will mark the first time in his career he has been your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier. Set to go, ladies and gentlemen. This time, please rise for tonight's invocation and national anthem. If you would, please remove cover. Out of respect to those who serve this nation and in honor of those who have given their lives in her defense. If you would, bow your head with us. Our Father, tonight as you would look down upon us, we would first give thanks to you. We thank you, Lord, for your teachings, your glory, your grace, and above all, your forgiveness, for we fall short of your path and you never fail to bring us back to your way. And now, Lord, tonight we would ask of you, we would ask that you watch over these drivers tonight, that the fires that drive them burn brighter than ever, but sportsmanship, fairness, friendship, these are the virtues that would prevail in that moment that would be otherwise tarnished by anger and regret. We ask not only that you watch over and keep a clear mind of those behind the wheel, but those who watch and gather here tonight, be they fans, crew members, or officials, that you would watch over us in every aspect of our lives until you call us home to our final resting place. We ask all these things and give thanks in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. We'll have a single modified heat. We'll come back with our trio of heat races with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Round out the modified heats, come back with tonight's feature event, and with that, here come the modifieds.
Pulling out on track now, modified heat race number 1. 5 cars will be scheduled to compete here. A couple of cars went home early. The lineup will shake down like this. Starting in row number 1 in the 91K from Vincennes, Indiana, it's Cody Kibbe. Outside of him from Allendale, Illinois, in 50, it's Tyler Weiss. In row number 2, in the 55 from Olney, Illinois, Justin Jones, and Palestine, Illinois' Johnny Nethery in 40J, with the 67 of Chris Moore from Bridgeport, Illinois, scheduled to start in 5th. Kibbe and Weiss in row number 1. Jones, Nethery, row 2. Chris Moore is coming out on the track in the 67. A chance to see a new feature winner here at the racetrack. 30 modified races have been ran since the track reopened back in June of 2022. Will Krupp has dominated the racetrack, 13 feature wins. We have 6 feature wins here in heat race number 1. The 50 of Weiss, the 55 of Jones, each with 3 feature wins on the season. They're also looking to creep up on Will Krupp's heat wins. Krupp has won 15. He leads all drivers with that. Tyler Weiss has won 8 heat races. Justin Jones has won 5. Cody Kibbe has won a pair. All here in heat race number 1. Kibbe, Weiss, Jones, Nethery, and Moore, your 5 cars for heat race number 1. To get the racing action started through turn number 3, off of turn number 4, Cody Kibbe, Tyler Weiss take us green flag racing at Red Hill. Weiss jumps out in front of Kibbe, who pushes up into the fluff. There goes Nethery and Jones by. Again, Kibbe up over the cushion. Jones tries to pull underneath in the 55. He takes 3rd. Weiss leads in 50. Nethery runs 2nd in 40J. Then it's Jones, Kibbe, and Moore here for modified heat 1. Tyler Weiss has won our only modified event on the season here at Red Hill Raceway. He picked up feature win number 3 last month. He picked up heat win 8 last month as well. Justin Jones trying to work on the 40 of Nethery. Jones in the yellow 55, Netherly in the blue number 40. Jones at the line by a nose as we head into turn number 1. Jones throws a slider heading into 1, takes the second spot away, and fellow Assassin Chassis are going 1-2 in the running order. Weiss leads Jones. Cody Kibbe in the 91 had a couple of bad corners to start it. He's going to try to chase down Johnny Nethery. Normally a B-Mod driver in the 40J. Swapped the motors. Jumped up with the A-Mods here tonight. Did Palestine's Nethery. White flag waves for Tyler Weiss in 50. There's Jones. Kibbe tries to throw a slider and they touch hard into the backside of Nethery. Big rear end damage on the 40J. Cody Kibbe tried to throw a move underneath him and they collided and the rear end shifted on the 40J. Cody Kibbe also to a stall, bringing out our first caution. Tyler Weiss in 50 did cross the line before the yellow flag did wave, so heat race is over. Finishing third in the heat race. Good fortune for the 67 of Chris Moore. Finishing in second was the 55 of Justin Jones. In your heat race winner in the Assassin Chassis Woods Auto Body Leafs Tree Service, Wright Steel, Willys Carbon Dyno, Spec Powered Assassin, and car number 50, the Allendale Assassin, Tyler Weiss.
Heat races making their way out to the Speedway, the first of 3 for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Normally, I would have Christy Bemmons joining me for the heats. Christy busy this weekend, so not able to make it. So that's a chance for Drake York to come up and have a little bit of fun.
Second best ain't bad, Brian. When you're second best to Christy Bemis, she's pretty good.
Not too shabby. They'll clean up the modified over in turn number 2. Let's go ahead and set the lineup here for Car IQ Heat Race number 1. Driver in the poles out of Rockland, California. The Suburban Subaru Dean's Waterfront Services, Berks Western Telecom number 12. The Madman, Robert Ballou, going to bring him down to the drop of the green flag. Next to him, Charles Davis Jr. to Buckeye, Arizona. The MP Environmental Black Magic Bead Breaker number 47. Second row for the inside, Kevin Thomas Jr. to Coleman, Alabama. The Inferno Armor Majestic Electric number 3. And outside of him for the 4 starting spot, Briggs Danner and the Schneider & Sons Recycling Oshkosh Roasted Corn at number 39. Fifth starter, Kyle Cummins out of Princeton, Indiana. The 100 Years of Pella, Avante Windows and Doors, Stanton Mocklin Chassis number 3P. And your Honest Abe Roofing Quick Qualifier, he'll go from the 6th starting spot, the AME Electrical, Stanton Spike number 19 of Hayden Reinbold. Looking to the final row for the inside, Logan Calderwood at a Goodyear, Arizona. The MP Environmental 6X Management Group, Chuck D's Wieners number 6. And your final starter, set to be Tony Hilton out of Spencer, Indiana. The Ace Corporation, AJ Felco DRC number 87. As that'll be your scheduled lineup for Car IQ Heat Race number 1 of 3 with the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. 8 times around, top 6. Race into the inversion. Everybody racing on into your feature event here tonight. So you still, again, have to be up in what would normally be a transferring position, as that does have sway on that inversion for the main.
Absolutely. And still, you know, if you're a guy that doesn't have the greatest qualifying effort, too, this is also still where your heat race does make quite a bit of a difference in your night. And, two, looking at the front row, the Madman Robert Ballou, we know he's kind of the heat race merchant with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship. You look at him on the inside of the front row, that's going to be a tough guy to beat as well. as we see a couple of mules make their way down in the infield. And Brian, it's not the biggest field we've had in recent memory with the Amesville USAC National Sprint Car Championship, but boy, it is mighty. I mean, you look at the guys just in this heat race alone, either on the local, regional, national level, whether it's down in karts, micros, sprint cars, midgets, Silver Crown, you name it. All these guys have really had success in their own right, too, and you look at that not only in this first Car IQ heat race number 1, but also really a whole field tonight.
Oh, indeed. And you talk about Robert Ballou kind of being the king of the heat races here. He's put himself in a good spot by incidentally not really having a great qualifying run, so he's sadly put himself in a good spot for a heat race win, but he's put himself in a must-win sort of situation.
And I was having that conversation with Genevieve Malone this morning, too, just kind of talking about how important it is to win your heat race with this format, too. And you get a good look at Robert Ballou headed down the backstretch right now. And as we say, he's kind of the heat race merchant. I know he doesn't really like qualifying in this position, but he knows how to capitalize it. So you look at a guy like Robert Ballou who knows he's in pretty much a must-win situation right here. He's not going to get fazed by what's going on around him. Robert Ballou's just going to put his head down and see what he can do and try to hang on for a heat race win to ultimately improve his starting spot in the feature event.
No, there's a reason why he is a former champion of this series, so we'll see what the Suburban Subaru Team 20 Front Services number 12 can do. Again, from the pole position, Charles Davis Jr. in the number 47, going to line up next to him. Again, Kevin Thomas Jr., Briggs Danner, row number 2, Kyle Cummins, Hayden Reinbold, row number 3, Logan Calderwood, and Tony Helton in row number 4. Field going to get lined up behind the Toyota Racing Development pace truck as they make their way into turns 1 and 2. Officials taking one final look, make sure everybody is rolling into their proper starting position. Pace truck will speed away and will exit down into the infield. Set to go to green this time off of turn number 4. The NOS Energy start can. That is the starting point for these drivers. See it there on the giant Lego brick down to the infield. The official standing next to it, signaling to the drivers as they make their way by so they can make sure and see it. Ballou finds the throttle as they make it to the exit of turn number 4. We're underway.
But Charging Charles gets the run down to turn number 1. Ballou short slides him through 1 and 2, and he's going to get away down the backstretch. Briggs Danner to the inside of Davis now as he pulls a wheelie into turn number 3, Brian.
Briggs Danner going to go and explore the bottom side of the speedway here through turns 3 and 4. Advantage on lap number 1 does belong to Robert Ballou. Davis holds on to second. Danner running in third. Kevin Thomas Jr., Kyle Cummins, your top 5 here with 1 lap in the books.
Looking at HR back there in the 6th spot, of course, your Honest Abe Roofing quick time qualifier trying to stay in that inversion as we talked about earlier as we get a look at the race between Kevin Thomas Jr. and Kyle Cummins. The 2-3 cars go at it. That's the battle for 4th into turn number 1.
And it turns 1 and 2. Both drivers working the high side. Advantage to the Inferno Armor number 3 are for the time being Cummins. Running in that 5th spot. Reinbold right now in 6th. Again, everybody's moving on, but for your time to come back and count towards the inversion, he has to stay there. He can't fall back right now. The drivers on the outside looking in. Tony Helton, Logan Calderwood, those two in a good battle to not be last right now.
Exactly, and we're getting a look at Briggs Danner running down Charles Davis Jr. into turn number 3, and Briggs was one of those guys who was really excited to see Honest Abe qualifying go back underway as he's now trying to look to the inside. Brian, exactly what we expected tonight. Track blowing off just a little bit, but still bad fast around here, Red Hill Raceway.
Now, I mentioned that really on the struggle bus during that first attempt at qualifying, so the car just not right as he was towards the later stages of that, so I have to wonder if he was kind of getting caught up as the rain was starting to come down and maybe just totally messing with the setup on that car. So the officials, again, having to give everybody that fair shot at the racetrack. And it paid off for some in a big way. Danner was one of them. He continues to run in that 3rd spot as Robert Ballou, in the meantime, he's checked out.
Yeah, he has thrown the keys on the counter, as Tony Bachhoven would say. The race for the 2nd spot is not going away. Briggs Danner has been running about a half a car length lower than Charles Davis Jr., especially on quarter entry. We'll see if he has time. But they're running out of time to catch the madman, Robert Ballou. He is hustling his way up the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3 as Danner looks to the inside down the backstretch.
6 heat race wins coming into tonight, make it 7 now. Robert Ballou picks up the win here in Car IQ heat race number 1. Pass for 2nd, he's got it. Briggs Danner going to take it off of turn number 4. Charles Davis Jr. in 3rd, Kevin Thomas Jr. in 4th. Kyle Cummins, Hayden Reinbold, Tony Helton, and Logan Calderwood unofficially run out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you out of Rockland, California. He pilots the Suburban Subaru Deaton's Waterfront Services down out DRC number 12. Race fans, give him a hand, Robert Ballou. Breaks Danner crossing in second. Charles Davis Jr. in third. Kevin Thomas Jr. in fourth. Kyle Cummins in fifth. Hayden Reinbold, Tony Helton, and Logan Calderwood unofficially rounding out your field. The difference between Helton and Calderwood there at the end was .078 seconds.
We told you it was a close race.
So good battles going on from front to back in that one as we'll roll into K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. Toyota Racing Development pace truck going to make its way out and stage, and with that, cars are going to stage out to the front straightaway. The driver of the pole is going to be Kayla Rell. She's out of Dillsboro, Indiana, driver of the Southern Insurance Heavy-Duty Truck and Transmission Services number 4K. Next to her, you'll find Gunnar Setzer out of Columbus, Indiana, the Midwest Tube Mills Davis Brothers S&C Machine at number 5G. Second row from the inside, Cale Drake out of Collinsville, Oklahoma, the Pendleton Farms, Bennick Enterprises on a state roofing number 2B, and from the 4 starting spot, that'll be Chase Stockin at a Fort Branch, Indiana. The Brown Brothers Excavating Daywig Meats number 92. Defending series champion Logan Seavey out of Sutter, California, driving the Mountain Mechanical Contractors Indy Power Sports Stanton DRC chassis number 57. He'll go from 5th from 6th. The Reinbold Underwood Motorsports number 19 AZ. That'll be Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California. The AMA Electrical Mesilla Valley Transportation entry. Final row from the inside, Kobe Simpson out of Bonham, Texas. The Beattown Automotive Circle C Adventures 21K. And your final starter set to be Harley Burns out of Brazil, Indiana. The Britt Arrow Ace Corporation Youngblood Farms number 16. So that'll be your scheduled lineup again for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 2. So yet another record falls. Doug Coletta had the 8-lap track record established in August 1996. 2 minutes, 11.77 seconds. Robert Blue just shattered that by 6 seconds.
Second record to fall tonight. I wonder, Brian, too, the racetrack is fast. And obviously, too, over the years, since that record was set, you got technology coming a long way, the shocks especially. I mean, you cannot be more different from the 90 shocks to what we have here in 2025. If we run clean and green in the feature, I wouldn't be surprised if we break the 30-lap track record as well. We'll see if we can go 3 for 3 on records tonight.
You talk about that. I mean, even the frames are substantially different in the way they're built today versus how they were in the mid-90s. The difference is where back then you were running kind of an 8740 car. Now you have the 8839s, you have 8740s. There's a combination. You have coilover, you have 4-bar, you have a split between the two. And that's technology that has been around, but the way they're built and the way they're approaching the cars has changed so much, in addition to all the bolt-on parts and the horsepower and everything that goes with it.
I don't think anybody could have said it better, Brian Holber. His lights are out. Toyota Racing Development pace truck set to pull off into the infield. We'll see if we can shatter Robert Ballew's record. That's going to be a tough one to beat here in our final 2 heat races. I'll say that much for it.
Harley Burns did not come out to re-qualify and will not make his way back out for heat race competition. Unfortunately, it looks like his night coming to a close. Kayla Rell in the 4K. Going to bring him around to the NOS Energy start can off of turn number 4. They stab the throttle. We get after it.
Gunnar Setzer on the brake into turn number 1. Rail smashes the cushion through turns 1 and 2, but no one's going to get to the KO Motorsports 5S down the backstretch. Chase Stockin to the inside. A Rail into turn number 3. Slides up across the groove. Rail taps the brake. She's going to try to diamond down off of 4.
Not able to get the run back to the inside of the Moose Racing number 92. She'll ride in third off of the cushion over into turns 1 and 2 as Gunnar Setzer leads the way. Stockin, Rail, Drake, Moles. Those are your top 5 here with 1 lap in the books. Again, 8 laps the distance here tonight at Red Hill.
Mitchell Moles looking on the inside of Cale Drake. That's the race for the 4 spot into turn number 1. Moles slides up, parks it on the bumper of the 2B. That was tight through turns 1 and 2. Drake's going to try to counter punch down the backstretch, but the Raisin City, California drivers got 4th.
Definitely a little bit of contact, bumper to bumper that time through turns 1 and 2. The good news, they were able to kind of slide across each other there, as that puts the 2B back into the 5th spot. Logan Seavey right now sitting in 6th, and again, that's that fight for that transfer spot into the inversion. Not so much the main event. Everybody's going to race again, but that inversion all important. And he is under pressure from Kobe Simpson as they come around to the front straightaway. In the meantime, Moles has taken over 3rd.
Yeah, Kayla Rail got a little tied up in the cushion off of turn number 2, and that allowed the 19 AZ to catapult his way into the 3rd spot. Kobe Simpson, though, Brian, is keeping that 57 to Logan Seavey honest. Seavey trying to pedal as hard as he can to catch up to Cale Drake, and that would make it a very interesting race as well for the 5th spot.
Mountain Mechanical Contractor number 57 going to keep him at bay onto the back straightaway. Coming around this time. 2 to go. White flag coming next time. Setzer leads in 5.
Gunnar Setzer picked up a pretty big top 5, night number 1 of the Avante Windows and Doors Corn Belt Clash down in Knoxville. This one's not over yet, though, Brian. Here comes Chase Stock and the Moose Racing 92. They're separated by about 3 car lengths by the time they hit turn number 1.
Night number 2 in Knoxville. Setzer picked up a heat race win. It was the second of the season, trying to grab number 3 here tonight. Stock going to come after him as they have the final 2 turns. Through turns 3 and 4, checker flag drops. Setzer can hold on for the heat race win. Stocking in second, Moles in third. Rail holds on to fourth. Drake, Seavey, and Simpson unofficially running out your field.
Another big moment for Gunnar Setzer, as you said, Brian, his 3rd heat race win on the year, and he's got some momentum coming off the Avante Windows and Doors Corn Belt Clash. And we talk about drivers that have experience here, but you look at Gunnar Setzer, that team's got a lot of experience. They have winning experience here with Chase Stockin last year and had a good run with Kayla Rail here last year, too, with the Midwest Thunder Sprint Cars. So that team, I would argue, Brian, may have the best notebook in the pit area when it comes to Red Hill Raceway tonight.
So Setzer picking up the win. Race fans give him a hand at that Midwest 2 Mills over 5G. Chase Stockin was second. Mitchell Moles at Kayla Rell in that 4th spot. Gail Drake, Logan Seavey, and Kobe Simpson unofficially rounding out your field. USACgear.com heat race number 3, final round of the night here for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. Jaden Rogers at Worthington, Indiana, the auto rim and wheel. Spec DRC number 61M going to be on the pole position. Next to him, Sam Scott at Patoka, Indiana, the Thacker Concrete. Spec DRC number 7S. Second row from the inside, the working distributors, Busch Light, Hornbeck Concrete, one-way DRC number 15 of Carson Garrett. And next to him, driver coming to us out of Anaheim, California, the Inland Rigging, Snake Enterprises 5T of Jake Swanson. 5th starter in this one, CJ Leary at Greenfield, Indiana, the Curb Records, Kodiak Products, DRC, Kerr-Bagajanian Racing number 21. And from 6, it'll be Justin Grant at Ione, California, the NOS Energy Drink, MPV Logistics, Top Industries number 4. Final starter set to be Abby Holbein. She's out of Cloverdale, Ohio. The Bennick Enterprises, J&M Excavating, K&L Ready Mix number 2A. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here for your final heat race of the evening for the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car National Championship. And again, brought to you by USACgear.com.
Before we get going with our USACgear.com heat race number 3, Brian, I think we got to give a tip of the cap to not only the racetrack. I mean, obviously, we've had a lot of rain here. If you've been tuned in with us all night on FloRacing, you've seen it firsthand. You saw some hardy fans out here in Sumner, Illinois. A lot of them stuck it out, too. I haven't seen too many people leave, too. So tip of the cap to the race fans here at Red Hill Raceway. They have stuck out a heck of a night, to say the least. So we get ready to go once again with USACgear.com heat race number 3.
Indeed, Mother Nature throwing us some unscheduled curveballs, some ones that we kind of knew were coming.
A few when we didn't.
It was the one later in the night that definitely caught everybody off guard. The ones that were predicted earlier in the day, they never came to fruition. But nevertheless, the 5th attempt, we're trying to get her done.
Lights are out. Toyota Racing Development Pace Truck will pull the infield here in just a few moments with our final heat race of the night with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Championship. Jaden Rogers, you talked about it, has had some familiarity with this Edwards 61M car in years past. Good to see that combo reunite once more on the inside of the front row here.
Scott next to him, Carson Garrett, Jake Swanson, row number 2, CJ Leary, Justin Grant, and Abby Holbein. In the number 2A limited schedule this season for Scott Bennick of the 2B Racing Enterprises pit area. Round of the NOS Energy Star Cam. USACgear.com heat race number 3 goes to green. Who's going to have the advantage of it at turns 1 and 2? Your pole sitter, Jaden Rogers, has it onto the back straightaway, but look at the drive from Swanson in the 5.
Swanson was able to cut down perfectly and try to thread the needle between Garrett and Scott. He's only going to pick off Garrett for the moment. 3 wide for the race lead, and here comes Sam Scott to the race lead. He slides up across the groove in front of Jaden Rogers, and he is trying to check out from the rest of the field, but here comes Jake Swanson.
Swanson up into second. What a move by Scott to thread the needle that time off of turns 3 and 4. They'll light the hides around to the front straightaway. It will be Scott leading. Keep an eye, though, on Jake Swanson. Trying to the inside once again. Not able to get the run into 1, but he's got the run to the exit at turn number 2. Side by side with the top spot. New leader in this one. It'll be Jake Swanson in the 5T.
Jake Swanson's been able to make some hay off the bottom side of turn number 2, and he's been hooking it up there. And not only that, but off the exit at turn number 4, too. That 5T is hooked up and hauling as Carson Garrett backslides into the 6th and final inversion spot as really second through about 6, nose to tail into turn number 3.
61 working the bottom in that third position. Scott still running in second. CJ Leary has been looking for room to race around him. So far has not found a hole to work through yet. Justin Grant rides in the 5th spot. Carson Garrett trying to reel him in. Again, he's back to 6th, and it's going to be Abby Holbein rounding out your field for the time being.
Well, that got tight right there for the second spot between Jaden Rogers and Sam Scott. Kind of saw him pull that car away from the 7S, and he's going to try to lock and load once again. The problem is he's got CJ Leary and Justin Grant breathing down his neck, 2 former USAC National Sprint Car champions. Grant's going to look to the inside of the Team Arizona 21 AZ off of turn number 4. That's the race into 1.
Grant there, not able to get it done though. Race for the second position once again. Down to the inside goes Jaden Rogers. To the outside goes Sam Scott. White flag coming this time. Leader gone. Swanson in 5 continues to show the way. Challenge for second. Once again, Scott can hold on to it to the outside. Off into turns 1 and 2. One last time. Leader onto the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Once he got to the front, well, he's checked out 3.8 seconds last time. He'll come around to find the checkered flag first. Jake Swanson going to grab the win.
Anybody's guess for the second spot, give it to Scott, but CJ Leary able to pick off third at the line there, Brian.
Jaden Rogers, Justin Grant, Carson Garrett, Abby Holbein unofficially running out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's out of Anaheim, California, 4.599 seconds. The advantage for the driver of the Inland Rigging Snake Enterprises One-Way DRC Burris Racing number 5T race fans. Give him a hand, Jake Swanson. Sam Scott in second, CJ Leary, Jaden Rogers, Justin Grant, Carson Garrett, and Abby Holbein unofficially rounding out your field. Fantastic heat races to start off the night here. 2 more heats of modifieds coming up. Drake, thank you much.
Thank you, Brian.